Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are looking at pending orders. So it's not like the traditional video where I'm explaining what a pending order is, because I'm assuming if you're here, you know that already. You've kind of gone over, the very basic stuff. However, I'm going to show you how I set pending orders, the best way I feel to do it with my strategy. Maybe you can take something from this. Maybe you do it differently, and that's totally fine. And I'll talk about the types of pending orders I stay away from. Okay. So, first of all, in terms of pending orders, obviously we know there are four types, right? So we have what we call stop orders, which is basically like the market's going in one direction and then it's executed at a certain point, right? So we have buy and sell stop orders. Then we have limit orders, okay? And again, just buy and sell limit orders. And basically what a limit order is price actually has to move in the opposite direction before coming back and hitting your entry point. So that's great for like retest traders, right? So basically what you're saying when you enter a limit order is, if you're in an uptrend and you want to take a buy, but price is, kind of in the midst of pulling back, that's when you would set a limit order and say, okay, I want to enter here after price pulls back. All right. So that's what a limit order is. And I'll tell you right off the bat, that's not what I'm going to be discussing. I don't like limit orders. And the reason being, when I'm going to get rid of all this now, when I'm entering a pullback trade, which is how, like, I love trading pullbacks. That's my preferred method of trading. It just hasn't been what I'm doing where I'm trend following more often now, but I do love trading a pullback, especially when I'm intraday or day trading. When we get this pullback though, this price action here that we see at the pullback is so important to me. I need to be watching this. I need to see, do I have strong momentum, right? Do I have my 4-hour candle closing with like a nice long, either a doji or just a nice long wick, right? Plus, am I getting momentum away from that zone? Okay. Not only that, I want to see momentum kind of fading in this area as it approaches that zone or level or whatever structure. So that's why I don't like those type of pending orders. Now, if you have a way that it works for you, again, I'm not here to tell you it's wrong. I'm just explaining why I don't use it and why it doesn't work for me. So the type of pending orders I do use are sell and buy stop orders. So stop orders, right? And really, you want to use those when you're trading the breakout, especially for someone like me. And I'll tell you, if you're like working a 9 to 5 or shift work and you're busy, you can't be. I know, like, before I did online stuff and, trading full time and then, eventually founded my company, I was a nurse. So I did a lot of shift work. So I know what it's like to trade around other important tasks. And I was not nursing and checking my phone and my trades. So definitely not. So pending orders can be really, really important. So when you enter I'm just going to kind of zoom out a little bit. When we enter a pending order, it's really important first to identify a strong trend. That's usually where you're going to want to be using them. And you're going to trade them at the breakout of a range. So when I say trend, I mean on the higher time frames, of course, okay? Because we are going to obviously have ranges intraday and stuff like that. And so how it works and how I would use it, I'm going to zoom into this zone here. I didn't get this trade, but it was one of those trades I really kicked myself for not setting a pending order because I had been analyzing this, and it was just textbook. I remember talking to everyone about this and saying, it's kind of kicking myself, just for not getting into this one. But this was just a textbook breakout trade, right? So even if you don't use a zone and you want to use a line, this would have worked for you. You guys know I do like my support and resistance zones. So how I would enter this, we have our range, right? So we have our zone. You can draw your zone in on any time frame. I have videos on how to draw your zones. I'll link that below. Once you get that structure drawn in, so you can use lines if that's what you prefer, or an EMA, whatever you want to use as structure, okay? Once that's broken, you can have your pending order set for, up here. The issue with that, and I still use them, but the issue with it is that once you break out of this area, I like to watch my momentum. So I like to go to the 15-minute time frame and look for these long-bodied candles coming out of my zone, right? So on the 15-minute time frame. If you're seeing like a lack of momentum, and it could just be a fake out, right? So you're not really able to get that great confirmation, which is why my recommendation would be to give up a little bit of your profit and enter the pending order a little bit later than say you would if you were watching the chart. That just ensures that you really are getting that move in the other direction. Of course, that's going to affect your risk reward a little bit, but if you're trading a little bit more long term and you've got a really nice ratio to begin with, you should be okay. So I would like to set mine, a little bit up here. Now, it's hard for me to say. I know a lot of people are going to ask, well, where exactly would you set it? But it totally depends, because if you're, let's say, intraday trading and you just want to trail your stop loss, and get however many pips out of that, then it's going to be a lot different for you. You kind of want to get in right at the move. However, for me, where I trade more positionally or more on a swing trading level, I'm okay giving up that little bit of room there and placing it around up here, because my stop loss is wide anyway, right? I'd have a longer target. I'd be riding this out for maybe even a week or 2 weeks. So just keep that in mind. But I am going to switch to the 15-minute time frame and try to, guys, if anyone knows, because I definitely don't know everything. If anyone knows how to go back to a place to a point in time on the chart on TradingView, do they have that feature? Because I always have to just drag it all back. So yeah, if you know, let me know in the comments. It's not so hard when I'm only going back this hard, or this far, but it's really annoying. So yeah, let me know if there's a feature. I know some people have said to me before, just draw a circle on the area or whatever, and I can do that, but I still have to drag the whole thing back. I want almost like a button. I could just go back to where I was. So let me know if that's a thing. I don't know if it is. Anyway, so we're on the 15-minute chart here. So yeah, I mean, if you had your order set for this area, you'd still get a great entry because it went up so high. But this is what I mean by I have to watch price action, because I wouldn't have actually got in, say, right here, because there's too much choppy movement right away, right off the bat. I would have waited till I had a bit of momentum. So I actually wouldn't have got in till up here anyway, once that momentum picked up. But that's not always going to happen. Sometimes it does happen down here. So you can definitely miss out on some pips. That's how I set pending orders. Okay. So very, very easy. I just simply set it a little bit above the breakout area where I want to get into the trade. Keep in mind that the best pairs to do this on are pairs that trend strongly, like gold. I don't know why I just didn't write gold. Gold, UJ, GJ, EU sometimes, but it really depends on, the market. This can also be a great ranging pair. So put that one to the left. US 30. So the Dow's are another good one. Most indices as well. So if you trade, the other indices, they do this as well. So just really strong trending pairs like EU sometimes, and then USD CAD, the US dollar, Swiss franc. That currency is going to be the end of me, I swear. So pairs like this tend to just really consolidate a whole lot and jump between the range. So you're not often going to get as good of a trend. But of course, trends can happen on any pair, like the Aussie US dollar, and actually most of the Aussie pairs the last little while were giving a great strong trend. So now I'm rambling. I'm going to stop there. I think I've made my point. Hopefully you took something from this video. And let me know if you have any tips for me in terms of filming, in terms of what you want to see next. Some people have asked if I'm going to keep posting after 30 days. Yes, of course I will, just probably not daily. But it's been really fun, the little 30-day challenge I created for myself. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.